Hello and welcome back to my channel Note the Point, and I'm your host Fairboy. And in this video, look, I want to talk about the state of Chelsea Football Club because it's been absolutely embarrassing. Really, absolutely embarrassing. If you want to follow me on my socials, then you can do so at FairboyCFC on Twitter or at Fairboy00. We can have some exciting conversations over there. But let's move into the point. Now, see, a lot of people are speaking and people are making their points. Some will say the players. And for me, I've been advocating for a long while now that the players are responsible for why the club is behaving or the club is in the mess. Some are also saying the manager. And I also believe that the manager needs to go. He needs to go. And I'll talk about why that is so in a moment. But the biggest reason why Chelsea are in this state, the biggest reason why these things are going on is because of the owners. They are the reason. And I'll touch on them. I'll actually go hard on them. Honestly, because the sort of decisions they've been making is kind of shocking. And the sort of arrogance they have into not admitting that, look, even though we've been successful businessmen in certain sports, this one is new for us. It's kind of shocking. Okay, so we'll talk about that. But you see, let me address the issue between the players and them. The manager, that issue. It's kind of interesting. And look, there are great points that have been made. And I agree with a lot of people who say that the players' quality is not, it's 100% true. Our midfielders are shambolic. Mason Mount, Kai Havertz. In some respects, Denis Zakaria has been good, has been kind of good. Kovacic has not been performing that well. Let's admit that. We have Loftus-Cheek. We have Jorginho. They've not been good enough. And I agree to that. So I 100% agree that a lot of these players would need to go and quality signings should be brought in so that the squad will be better. But let's talk about the manager. I get it, Graham Potter. These are not your players. And those of you who are refusing to accept that, look, the best thing for us to do is to part ways with the manager. Except, I understand that we don't want to encourage what we call player power. But I also agree that there's nothing like player power. These players have not accomplished so much that you can say that they are powerful enough in the dressing room. I'm not sure. So for player power, I disagree. But you see, look, let's not pretend that managers don't come and inherit squads. They all come in and inherit squads. The best managers know how to use the squads available to churn out results in the immediate term. Then later on, when they want to implement their philosophy, then they buy their own players and gradually take out the players who are not good enough. Look at Ten Hag as an example for Manchester United. Look, Ten Hag wanted to play Ten Hag ball, the sort of football he played at Ajax. But after losing heavily against Brighton, against Brentford, against Manchester City, and having some dodgy and iffy results, what did Ten Hag do to now get the best out of this team? He played according to their strengths. And that is one issue about Graham Potter, which I find it a little bit distasteful. Look, a lot of us do agree that our midfield is not good. So it means it's a weakness. Stop playing the teams or highlighting the team's weakness by constantly trying to attack through the middle. It is not working. We can't create chances. Our attackers are suffering. Have you tried playing the ball direct? Have you tried dropping your line a little bit deeper so that you can lure the opponents to come to you, then compete for the ball in midfield and play it in behind him? Have you tried that? You've not tried that. And you are complaining that the players are not good. Yes, we know the players are not good. But don't play in such a way that your team gets exposed. They are not solid enough as well. And are you telling us that the manager is not to be blamed for this? Someone will say, oh, but you see, Thomas Tuchel also signed poor players like Koulibaly. And look, that has to do with the owners, not Thomas Tuchel. Thomas Tuchel does not have the budget to be able to buy players. At the end of the day, the one who has the money is the owners. So blame the owners. They bought the players that now are not performing well for us. Aubameyang. Some are saying he's not performing well. But truth be told, he's not being played according to his strength. They're not playing the ball in behind so he can latch onto it. I blame Graham Potter for this. And you want your team to play in a certain way. They are not playing in a certain way, or they're not executing what your style or your system is on the pitch. Don't you have the boldness, the courage to tell them that, come on, the way you are playing, I don't like it. One good performance. What is that? My guy, this is not Brighton. No. This is Chelsea Football Club. We've won things. I don't want you to be complacent, so to speak. Like the way you are getting the team to play, I just don't like it. Honestly, as a Chelsea fan, I just don't like it. I understand that Graham Potter should be given time to build a squad in his image. I understand that 100%, and I'm all for that. I'm one person who advocated for getting the managers in the long term. We should stop hiring and firing so that we can maintain continuity. But at the same time, we want evidence to show that if you are being kept here for a very long period of time, you'll be able to do it. And right now, we are going to relegation. Right now, we are closer to the relegation zone than to top 4. Honestly, we are close to relegation than to top 4. So, if we lose a couple more games, now it's a relegation dogfight. And I'm not ready to go to the championship. No. I'm not going to watch the championship. Never. No, I'm not going to do that. So, Graham Potter would need to also go as well. As certain players need to go, he too needs to go. Notwithstanding all of this, guys, I think that a lion's share of the problem or a lion's share of the responsibility has to be on the shoulders, on the heads of the owners. A number of poor decisions, rookie mistakes from people who have experience in running football in running sports as administrators. Shocking. You see, as I just said earlier, what makes me annoyed about these owners is the sort of arrogance to believe that they know the football through and through, and no one, like, you cannot criticize them. What do you mean by that? The decision to get rid of every single element in the Roman Abramovich regime was kind of, I would say it was absurd. See, you don't have anybody in place here too. Then you just keep firing. From medicals, no. I think from scouts to medical staff, you clear all of them. Not one of them remained. From Marina to whoever is below her. What is that? And you're asking yourself why you're unable to get the signings that we need to be able to. It's because of this. You won't keep these experienced guys there for some time so they can teach you a few things. Then, after they taught you those few things, then they can gracefully hand over things to you, then implement your own ideas. You just want to drastic changes, clear all of them. No, we don't run a football club like, we don't take over a company like that. Especially if you have no experience there. European football is not like American sports. It's a totally different ball game altogether. Let's understand that. As Chelsea fans, let's understand that. Then the decision to sack Thomas Tuchel. Look, I didn't like the decision. I know a lot of you who have heard of me in podcasts like the Chelsea Perspective, on that stream, the Chelsea Perspective. You know that I wasn't actually happy about the sacking of Thomas Tuchel. True, reports suggest that it wasn't based on results. It was just based on personal issues, and I get that. I understand this. Now, when you come to a club that is going through a lot of problems already, a club that is in turmoil already, they had to face bans, okay? Sanctions. The Lukaku interview, that almost derailed the harmony of the squad. All of these things. The club is already in shambles. Now, you've gotten rid of Thomas Tuchel, who is the most experienced in the club right now. You've gotten rid of him. Fair enough. The decision has already been made. What is the best thing to do to be able to get these players to believe that they can do things again? Appoint a manager who has the personality to control the squad, who might have been successful in some respects, but has the personality to control the squad and get them to believe again. But you don't do that, and you went for Graham Potter, who just, I think, in his third season for Brighton became good. So for 3 years, Brighton were struggling to churn out results, even though they play good football. But Brighton, my man, it's not like Chelsea. Chelsea have different personalities altogether. But you didn't do that. And got Graham Potter, whom you say, okay, those fans who were arguing that, well, Thomas Tuchel was not getting the results that we desired. So it was the right thing they did. Then, if you look at what is happening right now, then it was of no use that Thomas Tuchel was sacked. Because after all, the same results, but I think this one is worse than what Thomas Tuchel was having. At least Thomas Tuchel was winning, losing, like that. That is what was happening. But this one, the losses not there in a row, consecutive losses. Look at this. So the decision to hire Graham Potter was problematic. I remember I made a video. Can Graham Potter handle the personalities found in Chelsea Football Club? Can he handle? And evidence have shown that clearly he cannot handle those personalities. Look at the way he behaves on the touchline, especially when the players are not playing. Look at the way he behaves. He's not able to take off players. Look. You see, so that decision to hire Graham Potter and the decision to give him a 5-year, a 5-year deal. 5 years. 5 years. What is wrong with these people? And they just give huge long-term contracts. Okay, for the players, on the part of the players, I get it. But for the manager, why 5 years? Why, you think he can never fail within the 5 years? You think he can never fail within the 5 years? Have you thought about compensation? Imagine you were to sack him now. You are going to pay him huge, and you are afraid to do so. And I want them to do it. Do that. Sack him. Get rid of him. Then pay. Next time, they'll be smart enough. They'll learn from it. They'll be smart enough to be able to be a little bit like cautious as to how long the contracts of the managers should be. Right now, it's not looking good. Then the signings. Haphazard, what do you call it, transfers in the summer. Haphazard. No plan. Every player that our rivals are trying to go for, we hear Chelsea's name in it. Oh, Manchester United are linked to Enzo Fernandez. Chelsea want to hijack. Liverpool are linked to Kudus Mohammed. Chelsea wants to hijack. Who is it? De Ligt is linked to Bayern Munich. Chelsea wants to hijack. Koundé. Chelsea wants to. We want to hijack every play. I've never seen Chelsea trying to find a player that, this is what we scouted and it's not the rivals challenging. No. Kudos to these owners who are able to secure the signings of Nkunku. But let's be honest, let's be real. Our transfer has been haphazard. And the last point I want to make, the final point I want to make is the kind of players or the age brackets of players that they are signing. I get it. We want long-term sustained success. I'm all for it. But you see, as we've just seen from these young players, they are inconsistent. Consistency isn't part of them. So, in the short term, you want to have experienced players who are capable enough of handling pressure. The players that we have right now, the young players can't handle pressure. They are not as exceptional as Mbappe, whereby we have to get all of them into a... What if they are not good enough? You see, the point that I'm making is, look, Todd Boehly, when it comes to anything, the more valuable your product is, the more people you get. That is how it is. The less valuable they are, the less people are attracted to it. So you keep managing Chelsea Football Club like the way you're doing right now. And let us get to relegation and see if you can attract the best players or even the best young talents in the world. See if that would work. You're also going to lose the best players you already have. We are suffering. So make the drastic decision, make those bold decisions now. Take your L. Admit that Graham Potter wasn't a good signing. He wasn't the one. Just give him the compensation, then learn from that. Then we move on. The young players that you are signing, please stop signing just for the short term, please. If you want Chelsea to qualify, look, what attracts players to clubs is the fact that they can offer them Champions League football. Chelsea, can you offer any player Champions League football or any sort of European football? Can you do it? If you cannot do it, then just close the chapter on this signings, whatever. You're not going to get, I think it's not going to get better. You see? So get the experience there. And the experience that are already there, get them to play well. Get them. Try and see if they can be psyched to play well. So that they can help their club. Because we need them. This season, we need these experienced guys to be able to push us forward. Because we are not going to get rid of the entire squad. There is no way we are going to get rid of the entire squad. Certainly, there will be some of these quote-unquote average players who would remain here. But they would need to perform well. Even if it is a manager, let them perform well at least to see us through the season. If we finish in a respectable place, in 6th, in 7th, any of these places, it's fine. It's okay. We would accept it. But as it stands now, look, we are going to relegation, honestly. And if we don't take care, teams like Aston Villa would overtake us. I'm sure they are even overtaking us already. They would overtake us. So, Todd Boehly and your consultant, we beg you, make the drastic decisions. The first thing you need to do now is sack the manager. Sack him. Get rid of him. Get rid of him. Then bring in a better manager who can control the squad. So that we can see of this season. Then in the summer, we can just start clearing out players and bringing in the players that will make our team better. As simple as that. Because as it stands now, it seems if you don't have Rich James, you don't have N'Golo Kante, the team cannot perform. Then what sort of manager is this? You get the point. So get rid of him first. Then you start getting rid of the shambolic players that are also in our club. Get rid of them. then you see the team prosper. That is what we are asking for, okay? I ran my video to an end. Let me know your thoughts and feelings in the comment section below. And if you are new to the channel and have not yet subscribed, please do subscribe and hit on the notification bell. And if you've been watching my videos for some time and have not yet subscribed, please do as well. And I hope to catch you guys later in my next video.